music is always bangers.
Racing my own thoughts into the silence, seeking the guidance I forgot. It's somewhere lost, lost in the cages, cages of chaos I forgot. Somewhere it must be written, I just lost my access to the map. Somewhere love had been.
Ow, that hurt. Bam, baby. All right. Hey, everybody. Let's get this in the background a little bit. I'm telling you, Google's royalty-free audio library for streamers is fantastic. I don't know if you've ever used it or dealt with it, but boy, oh boy, it is fantastical. So we'll leave that up in the background a little bit here. Hey, I am Casper with Alto Technologies. We are getting into some development today. We're going to be working with RVHQ, our LLM friend. We've got 4 LLMs all connected together, and we're going to continue down the maintain ops suite. Actually today I was just looking what the sprint was that we're going to work on, and it's going to be the readiness reporting dashboard, and we're going to combine that a little bit with our cyber readiness scores as well. So we'll do a little preview of what we're doing. We'll get the whiteboard opened here. We'll let some folks get online, and then we will get started. I am excited about today. Let me know if my mic is blowing out a little bit or not. It was yesterday. It took me a minute to fix it. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can see if it is working as intended. Give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, it sounds great. I think we're ready. I think we're in the hopper. All right, so let's go ahead and give everybody a good idea about what it is that we're doing. Let's cover some of the bases again, and then we will get into everything here. If you don't know, I run a company called Alto Technologies LLC. You can find it at altotechnologies.com. And then we're going to get in a couple things here. You can see some of the leftover chat from yesterday where we did some mud development. If you're not used to what a mud is, it's a multi-user dungeon. It is fantastic. We built our own Zork type world of Valoria and built out an entire kind of end-to-end process. So it looked great, it felt great, it did great. There we go. And let's get everything up. We're going to switch over to our whiteboard here. There we go. Now, let's erase some stuff out. So we were doing a lot of work last night. And we'll refresh this page. And go back into the live stream whiteboard. So let me erase everything out here. Start covering this. And I'll explain kind of what the plan is here. Yeah, we built a good scripter last night, which Wiggles' point is we ended up, I'm not saying breaking anything, but we definitely ended up being able to auto one-shot things. But, okay. So the Maintain Ops Suite is built off of what's known as the S-Series specification. It's quite an amazing specification if you've never dealt with it before. Essentially what it does is it takes a digital twin. If you're not familiar with that concept, a digital twin is a 2D representation or digital representation of an RV, which I live in, or a new system, a radio system, a amplification system, school district can be a digital twin. And then we compress it down into a lot of metadata and everything else. Today what we're going to be looking at is two things. We're going to be talking about the S1000D spec. All right. So the S1000D, which is part of the S-Series specification. And then we're going to be talking about, and we're going to put this in red, the readiness dashboards and expanding that out. All right. So we're going to cover the things that we have increased and now done on the S1000D side. So what do we mean by that? There's a couple things in here. One, we now have a focused technical writer editor. We built that out, and what that does is it allows what's called data modules, or DMs. All right, and there's some primary types that we're going to utilize to create modulars. And you think about it like chapters in a book. All right, chapter 1 might be the description. Chapter 2 is the maintenance. All right, chapter 3 can be your troubleshooting, except in this case it's like a 040, 520, so on and so forth, and then your install and removal procedures. All right. What we did here, and we'll kind of show it, is we created the data module CDSB, so the common data environment, for the database, common solutions database, and then this will then create a PDF, and it does a couple different things. Is when we update the maintenance, it immediately ties into our preventative maintenance section, and so when the tech manual gets updated, now the preventative maintenance procedures get updated for the technician itself. Yeah, we don't need AI viewers. Thank you, though. It's very kind of you to suggest. And same and so forth for your troubleshooting procedures goes into the deficiency dashboard. and so on and so forth. All right, so we're going to go over this part first and where we're at, and then we will get into the readiness dashboard side and the migrations and the scaffold that we have to do for that, because really we want to be able to give some immediate kind of leadership briefs, where the shop sits with readiness, where the different cyber postures sit, etc. And again, this is software that literally would cost you know, $60,000, $100,000 worth of license fees that we want to free up. We want to open source it. We want you to be able to do these things, and we're doing it in a way that where we have to be smart about it. So that's the key. All right. So let's look at our S1000D specification, and we'll come down here to the library. So we're calling this the library itself. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Why is that there? What a weird place for this to be. I gotta look. Something is out of a bracket. That's why it's there. This is PHP. Sorry, I didn't switch my screen. This is definitely a PHP type of issue going on here. So fun. So what we're going to look at is a couple things. We want to have, if you look here in the lanes, a lane is where it's a data module, an external PDF. You get a lot of external PDFs from outside vendors. You don't always get it from the places you think you're going to get it from. And then the data modules build out the publications. And this is what we're going to look at is the data modules is everything in the S-Series Spec. It's all revision based, right? So that's one, right? This is a pending revision. What we want to be able to do is write the manuals and to be able to produce them and auto attach them. So when you look at your edits, we actually now attach manuals directly to assets. In this case, it's the Rally Jamboree. The important part about this is when you attach it to the series of assets, every time we update the manual, it's going to update everything around it. All right, that's a huge, important aspect. Is we want it to be recursive. So every time we update it, it's going to be attached to this asset itself. So we're going to be in a draft form. It's a data module right now that creates the pubs. But let's go ahead and go down here at the edit mode. We made a focus mode, and then being able to add sections in directly, and then the outline. So this is in a preventative maintenance procedure. You know, what the section is, cautions, warnings, actions, sub-steps, etc. And this is in that 200 spec. So let's create a section. And in this section, we can change the section obviously on the fly, or we can do an action, and here are the tools or parts, and then below that action, make all the sub steps. All right, and then whether you need any tools or parts for the different sub steps. For the most part, you know, we're not going to need that for the sub steps. It's really only going to be needed for the main part. But how do we want to do this? Let's do a PMS check to remove the filter out of the system up here. So this would technically be on the AC unit. So let's go back. Well, you know what? For right now, it's fine. So, and you can edit inline right here if you want. But we're going to go to focus mode. We're going to say the action is going to be remove and replace filters from AC unit. And then what we're going to need is the parts. So a 7-inch by 24-inch filter. And the tools that we're going to need is a flathead screwdriver. All right, and then we begin building out the sub-steps. The first sub-step is going to be, something just got on me. The first sub-step is, something flew underneath my glasses, which is insane. There we go. The first sub-step is going to be to loosen the flathead retaining. Actually, you know what? It's going to be remove the AC control knobs. This is a push, then pull removal on the knobs. Both fan selection and AC heating control needs to be removed. All right, we're going to go to our next sub-step, which is going to be loosen the 2 flat tip retaining screws from bottom of unit. All right, once we've done that, what we're going to want to do is then remove the cover, the AC unit cover from inside the RV. All right, and then remove current filters, install new filters, place cover back up and hold to ceiling while tightening the flathead retaining screws back in. Install knobs back onto system. Slightly move the cover to ensure cover is on and snugly fit to the roof of the inside roof, the inside ceiling of the RV unit. All right, so we're going to save this. Now, what this should say failed. Okay, this is where we start. Why did save fail? So let's see if we can catch any errors here in our network debugger. All right, there's a lock. There's no errors. Let's press the button and see what it does. So we don't get an error. Now we've saved before. The only thing we're getting is this network request error. But that's not going to be what does it. It's just a bookmark reference. So this is us writing everything. Yeah, wouldn't you know? Now we wrote, this is my first time writing a PM section. So, yeah. So let's see if it saves here. Ah, okay. See, this is why you got to test different ways. Save failed, no dot replace child. Child to be replaced is not a child of this node. I love it. Okay, so while, and this is where we're going to be working with. We're going to be working with our LMs. It's where we want to be, right? Is while updating the EM200 for the Rally Jamboree PM procedure. We were not able to save the PM procedure due to the following error. All right, so let's let it run and troubleshoot a little bit. Let's find out why. I don't like that this stops our music though. Well, yeah, bug is on the line 2993 in our render view. So what it's doing is it's doing a database join, and it's moving TXT out of the row. And once it moves it out of the row, there's not a file. So this is two things, right? What are we changing? Let's go up here. Yep, is it's changed toolparts ref. Right, is to make sure that the appended text is wrapped it. So this is actually an issue where we added the tools and parts more so than anything else. So now it's going to bump the version. All right, we're going to have to do two things here. Of course, I didn't get the web console up and running, so let's do that. And I'm going to need Yep, go ahead and bump the version. We know we're going to need to do that. Ooh, water. All right. So now to me. All right. So okay, it's bumping right now, so let's give it a minute. I don't know if it'll save what we just did. We may have to rewrite it, and that's fine. Yeah. I'm updating it, but other things are updating in Nextcloud right now, like budget mail, contacts chat. It's kind of funny. Sometimes that happens. Our first update of the day. It's doing its integrity check. All right, hard reload. Here we go. Let's test. It's going to be a good test. All right, so let's go back to focus mode. All right, we're going to save. Saved. See? Look at there. We're going to exit focus mode. All right, and I want to release this because I think what we just did was we're going to activate it. And we're going to save and advance it. Oh, reason for the update. Yep. So we added the AC unit procedures. Oh, look at that. Issue 2's released. Let's go back to documents. Let's go here. Now, this is our Rally Jamboree. All right. We want to make sure that those tech procedures, we put our look at those PM procedures are updated. All right. So let's go back. Whoops. I didn't mean to go that far back. And let's hit print and save. Let's see how it looks. Look at there. Look at there. Let's go to chapter 2 here. Or chapter 3. Chapter 3 is our troubleshooting. Chapter 2, look at there. Remove and replace the filters from the AC unit. So what do? We created an item 1. All right. When I click this, it goes to chapter 2. When I click chapter 1, it goes a little further down than I want it, but whatever. Right? That is great. This is fantastic. It's so awesome. Because now, what we want to look at is let's go to the Rally Jamboree. And right now we're on all platforms, but let me go to this one. Go to the library. Not my bad, the asset registry. And I'm going to come here. All right, and look at this. I've now got PM procedures specifically. The technical manual that I can now click on. All right. This is great. I wonder, can they see anything? Oh, there's a released one. Right? See? Now they can go in and look at it. So, technician goes to asset. Gotta do a little better on that, and then goes to the tech manual that it applies to. They hit print and save. And right, you can cancel the print. I can't get this button to work right now, but they have everything they need. Issue number 2 is release 3 data modules. this is what we're wanting. 100%. 100%. All right, fantastic. So now, because we started this, let's look here. Let's look at it, because I said, hey, I want to see what we're doing. Because we're actually working on reporting. All right, but I wanted to make sure that worked properly, because that was the last thing we did. So we're going to make a reporting widget with metrics, chart types, filters, positions, yada, yada. So think about it like a very Tableau style readiness viewer. Oh my, there we go. With trends, deficiency, aging, heat maps, if you will, budget and variances, cybersecurity readiness, fleet health dashboard. So let's start this. All right, so let's go back. We want to get the first scaffolding out. So, all right, that worked. That worked as intended. Let's get back to our readiness module. Go ahead and let's get our first scaffolding and migrations up and running. So it's going to start working on that. And what we want to be able to do is, we have a huge amount of data now in the system, is to be able to essentially have a very a very data-driven environment that you can build your own reports in. You're going to have a first off basis report, readiness report, but then I want people to be able to go in and do their own as well. So this is going to take a second. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm going to go off screen just for a minute here as it goes. Yeah, so now it's doing the entities, the controllers, and mappers, and the routes. A squirrel running by outside. Tell you what, seen a lot of skunks lately. While that's going, I thought not a great way to do that across the board. Where am I? There we go. So that's the PMs. So let's remove this section. If I'm gonna ever click. So now let's talk about how we kind of want this to break out. There's a sidebar, huh? What's an element creator? I don't know. Oh, the library. Huh. Didn't know that. All right. So what are we wanting out of this? So the way I want you to think about this, come back to our red here, is we want to be able to create a dashboard. All right. And let's say that you have a series of data, which is essentially your database, your schema. Right? And a lot of this data in any database, because everything's connected to assets, Assets are connected to tech manuals, right? Tech manuals are creating PM procedures, right? PM procedures are finding deficiencies. Is essentially, we want to be able to take different data elements and to combine them to see things like, all right, failure over time or uptime, right? We want to be able to see here out of all of your systems, here is a listing of your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your top mean time to repair items. It's essentially your how long it takes to fix something, right? So I say right a lot, I apologize, but we're really looking to try to give as much possible information to the system that you can create and find maybe a niche of information that is going to be extremely useful to you. All right, so that's what we're looking for. I don't know if I bumped the version or not. So it's not, what's nice is we were talking and everything was kind of coming out. It did the migrations. Now it's got to do the UI and side, but I'm going to go ahead and run the migrations, which is just database migrations. But that's how we're going to break this out. We're going to be successful because of the way that we're writing this out. So this is huge for all kinds of leadership, because what you want, right? I said right again. I got to stop that. Is what you want is you want to make data-driven decisions. All right? That means that you need to interpret the data properly to find the best decision for your organization. That's what you want. That's what we're after. Data-driven decisions. Huge. Watch old boy build. New module coming in home. Right now what it's doing is it's building out the scaffolding to include the new module. All right? This module will probably have to live by itself, to tell you the truth. Because we've got these small dashboards, but this is really creating a large dashboard, like an actual readiness reporting. Let's look at our fleet nodes. Offline, it was up, it's been up for 2 hours. Hasn't loaded. We got to fix this at some point. This is the virtual box. All of its issues. Yeah, and this is good. A lot of stuff fixable right now. Gonna be a big block. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So while that goes, let's play a game. Doing some puzzles. And we're waiting for our V-Bot to get done. So once it gets done, we'll be able to test out what we got here. I see you. You can go here, but he ain't going to. His only roll is there. That night's done. It's cooked right now. Ooh. I hate when that move is made. Because it makes no sense. Never shoot with the bishop. Never do that with the bishop when a pawn can block. We technically have a trapped bishop now. Huh. Yeah, he wanted me to take, and then he takes. Didn't work out for you, bub. Sorry. We're waiting on our V-Bot to finish. We'll see what happens here. Let's see. Oh, we're about to bump versions here. It's good. So, in the meantime, what havoc can we cause here? There we go. All right, so we've got the out. Oh, that was terrible. That was bad. Why did we do that? I don't know. Hey, Wiggles. We're waiting on our V-Bot just got done, and we're about to test out our readiness reporting. We need to build an escape room. Let me push the update while we're waiting here. Ah, got trapped. Oh yeah, we're not winning this game. Let me push this update while it's going here. Now, he doesn't know what to do. Yeah. All right. Let's run our update. All right. So we're about to check on our thing. Wiggles, just to give you an update with the S1000D. I'll show you that here in a second, but we're about to run our first readiness reporting module. So we'll see how that looks. So let's see. Might tie it up some here. Oh, I'm tied up to my phone charger. That would do it. That would do it. All right, we are updated. Let's see how the initial readiness module looks like. Should have gotten its own section. It did not. So let's see what happened there. So the sidebar, and the settings visibility. Oh, ah! So I added this, hey, only use what you want to use. So if you look here at like the tools section and you take tools off, you're not going to see it. It's going to go away. So we'll save the section. We're going to turn on our analytics. Looky there. And we'll come into our dashboards. All right. Let's see how this looks. So let's create a new dashboard. All right. And let's go to the title of Weekly Brief. And we want everybody to see it. We'll create it. And we'll add a widget. We'll name the widget deficiencies. Last 30 days, we'll group it by shop or platform. Let's do platform. All right. See? No widgets are being added. Oh, it's here. Oh. Yeah, see, okay, we get an HTTP 500 error. And it's the same for both. So if we do like an F12, let's see what it's popping. Get setter group. Okay, so it's a 500. So let's do this. This is a CSP nonce, so this is a database issue. I keep hitting that, and I don't mean to. New widget gives us the following errors. It's a HTTP 500 CSP nonce issue. All right. So I like. I love building, and then we're troubleshooting. All right. So PHP's crashing. All right. And it's looking at the report controller, which is the back end. All right. While that's now looking through the different sections. Wiggles, since you were out during this part, I want to show you the new tech manual editing here. And I created a PM, a preventative maintenance procedure for the RV, and I created a focus mode. So now you can write your PMs, include the tools, the parts for each section as you go down. You can now add new sections, warnings, cautions, notes, and let's put a caution here. So let's put a caution. Let's move that caution up. So right under remove. All right. Removing the AC unit cover gives access to the blower unit. While the blower unit is in a finger protected cage, do not put anything into the cage that would impede the blower. We're going to save that. Now what's nice is we just save this, all right, into our content. All right, we're going to edit and advance it. Added our first caution. We're going to save that. We're going to come back to our tech manual. Now this is the tech manual. What that is, that then edits it and adds all the different sections into the builder. So we can build this thing into a new thing. And let's open up the item or the PDF if you want to view it from a PDF. And now if you look, the PM procedures are now being created automatically. What's nice about this, all right, because I know right now you're freaking out. That's great, all right, is it's now embedded in the tech manual section of the asset, and we add new PM procedures, all right, we can now link that preventative maintenance procedure we just created. Oh, we got to fix that. There's an on save issue, but that now it's linked to the asset, and we can create PM procedures directly off of that. So every time that PM procedure updates, it updates every single asset that has that PM procedure automatically. Wiggles, does that not solve every issue that we've had for 18 years? Is that not the world we want to be in? I love it. All right. You said, here we go. All right. So we want to get this piece updated. Yeah, that S1000D, the library has become a huge part of what we're doing now. And we can now look at all the release publications, the data modules. Each data module has different things. This is all S-Series specification compliant, revision based. You get notified for updates. So when something gets updated, it notifies everybody part of that update. I have no idea why this popped up here. I got to figure out what's sitting out of context, but regardless, that's great. Yeah, no cyber readiness data. So while we're waiting on this, let me go ahead and grab the laptop here. Unnecessary funding expenditures. Amen and God bless. So, what I have here, for those of you watching, all right, this is the Alto OS operating system. If you want to know more about it, go to altotechnologies.com, and we're going to go ahead and bring this up. Just connected to the internet. And let's see if she comes up. Because we want to look at our nodes that are offline. Right? Oh, guess what? Guess who just came online? I want you to know how quick that was. I just brought it up. She just connected to the internet. This is in my RV. It's here physically. Right? This server is in New York on a DigitalOcean droplet on a self-hosted platform called Nextcloud, automatically now getting the reporting of the assets. All right. The thing that we need to fix is this Trivy database downloading issue, which continues to be a pain in my butt. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, and really I think it's just coming from it's downloading it right now. So we'll see what happens with the download. It's downloading our CV database, which is great. All right. All right, it looks like our readiness dashboard fix is in. Let's see what it did. Oh, it did a catch. Oh. Yeah, essentially it did a catch in case result match metric, in case it fails because of this query. Yeah, parm boolean is now remediated. Not in. Okay, because it was doing a not in, it wasn't falling back, and it was just failing altogether. So let's now see what we get. All right, and we may actually get some reporting in here in a minute. Oh, it's HTTP 503. It's because we're in the middle of an update. It's doing its code integrity checks right now. We don't want to upload anything that's going to break the entire server. That would be a no-no. Big old no-no in my world. All right, and we'll refresh. All right, Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the VLC software, Phil. That's interesting. We'll come back here to dashboard. And, oh, looky there. So, now, huh. So now we're down to the widgets. All right. Widgets are now working. Now we need to be able to create the dashboard, as all the widget says right now is no data. So being able to select the data and the type of visual is the next step. Why no data? Yeah, that's what we're going to look at right now. But I think it's because we haven't, well, there's no data because we haven't selected any data. So now what we need, and let's go to the whiteboard. All right, and we talked about this a little bit before you came on, is we need then, once the widgets are built, the ability to take the data, whoops, there we go, take the data, select our X and Y axes, all right, so that now the data can be played against each other. So that's the next step of this, all right? We got the widgets working. We have the readiness dashboards now in, all right? It's now going to look at the column names, determine what we can or can't select, etc. Because right now there's nothing here. It's just a blank screen. Now it may not understand that either, by the way. We go to edit dashboard, there's nothing, right? Oh, well, I see what it interpreted now. Critical, high, medium, low. It interpreted selection. So when you go to add a widget, there's a metric here. It created its own metrics based off of the columns. So that's what it's trying to do. Yeah. Okay. It's working through the problem right now. I see exactly what just happened. So if you look here, critical, high, medium, low, what's happening is it created the columns in metrics itself, in the metrics. What we want to do is to be able to drag and drop those metrics together, but there's a broken method inside of it where it's not connecting what's degraded in anything else. So essentially the columns aren't being connected in the X and Y axis. So that's what we're hoping is about to be fixed. Yeah, and our cyber readiness is now coming in. Look at there. That's good. So we gotta look at this as well. But I think it's gonna be the same problem. Yeah, let's see what happens here in a minute. I tell you what, this S1000 is so good. Because I'm excited as all of this starts getting linked together. Yeah, okay. Hey, I want everybody to see something real quick. You see this compaction that's happening right now? You see this compaction? All right? I'm going to explain this. This is why it's so important to have smart people, domain knowledge, understanding this stuff. All right? We can re-whiteboard anything. This is what's happening. All right? If you think about AI, from 0 to 100%, all right, of context. All right, and to get to 100%, all right, you may end up with, let's say, 200,000 tokens. You see how it's at 18,600 tokens right now? Well, let me show you. Let me give you a stream deck. Right now it's sitting at 19.4, 19.5. Look at that token usage going up. All right, the reason it's compacting is because the token usage got up to 100%. So if you think about this in this manner, and this is just this run I'm doing right now. Right now it's at 21K. All right. This token usage, as it increases and gets here, it has to do one of two things usually. All right. It does something called compaction, or outlining. And that is essentially a way to get this memory usage back down to a certain level. So when it does that, I want you to realize something. It's lost the bubble. All right? It's lost the context of the conversation. All right? It knows the outline of what's going on. It's compacted the information. All right? So what's happening is that a lot of times you get, everything's going really well until it gets that tipping point. And for coding, for the stuff I'm doing, right, you get there very quickly. Other cases, it might take you a month if you're just chatting with your AI. So what's happening here is that it's lost. So now a lot of times when you start troubleshooting, you have to make sure that it understands where you're going. Hey, you updated this file. I need you to go update file number 6. It was the wrong one because it believed that things were in file number 2. All right. You have to be able to constantly make sure what you're looking at, the sanity checks it's doing, and when it does a compaction in the middle of an update, sometimes, see, look, cyber readiness looks good, right? All right, so it had to update cyber readiness as well, PM compliance, etc. But you have to validate kind of what it's doing because it's not at the same level of understanding that it was before. All right, so key to know that, key to understand what you're coding, key to understand the code, key to understand the information that you're building with. Right, that's why I say domain knowledge is so important. So let's push this update here. Actually, great example, right? I said right. I gotta stop saying right. Great example. It ran this whole thing. It completely forgot to build the files. Hey, what's going on, Lord Burn? Completely forgot to zip the files whatsoever. All right. So now we've got to come back and go, hey, none of the files have been zipped. You didn't build the zip. You didn't build the controller. Now I need you to go back and revalidate. So it's now got to go back through and redo that. Lord Bone, I don't know what you mean by I'm here to party, but by partying you mean coding or they laugh. So the dangers of AI without understanding. Okay, so now it thinks it's on the server. You're not on the server, bud. I just need you to build the zip file. No. You are not on the server. Just build the zip file as we have been in the projects, maintain ops suite, Nextcloud folder. Such a key aspect. And look, now it's having to build it. Remember, all the time, when the context starts running amiss and it fills up, and you see anything that says compaction, outlining, saving, there is a less than percentage of what's actually being saved and remembered. It built it right every single time. It compacted and then totally forgot how to build it. So then you got to point it back to how to build it. So we're going to go ahead. It built the zip file finally. It bumped it. and then we're going to rebuild it. All right, we're done building. Let's see what we've done here. So we're coming back down to our readiness reporting, the dashboard we just built, and to our analytics dashboard. Here we go. Now we're starting to get some stuff in. The PMs and the electrical side, that was probably from that. Yeah, see, now we can edit the widget and actually see what's going on. We can look at our PM compliance rate. Let's go to the last 90 days. All right, this is for Pensacola because that's the one we were testing on. Our patch compliance, our vulnerability scoring that's coming in, our fleet health nodes that are coming in. This is good. Deficiency aging, that's a nice heat map. Let's update that widget. Of course, we got, I think right now we got to back in. Yeah, it looks like we got to do a weird, I don't think it's saving what we're setting. Yeah, so that's the next update we're going to have to do. We're going to have to say, hey, you know, we need you to update. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. We keep having to go back and forth. So, all right. So a couple things here. The widget's not saving when we're updating it, and we have to back out the dashboards after every update. We also kind of want to make these movable, right? Wiggles, what do you think? It's not updating it the way I want. Well, let's look at the readiness dashboard. Oh, look at there. So now we're getting a cyber readiness posture, vulnerability scoring, node patch status. So, okay. For this one, see. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it either. Let's fix the widget first. So let's switch from. All right, let's think about this, because that's technically the way widgets are done in Tableo, and you drag and drop. Maybe that's the better way we need to see it. Is we need to be able to. Okay. The dashboard needs to be able to have a drag and drop visual feature with selectable columns. So drag and drop visual feature with selectable columns. Yeah, exactly. Like selectable columns that you can set based on the type of visual. Yeah. So let's think. So I want to be able to click the visual, drag it to an area. Okay. So make the dashboard like a grid environment where you can click, drag, expand or minimize, expand or lessen the visual with a selector of being able to select the columns it displays. Okay, so are you thinking hold it like a newspaper and read it? Yeah, so it's kind of like I want it to be readable. Let's start here. Oh, we're going back to this. So let's see how this plays out. To the whiteboard. So this is what I'm thinking. Lord Bum, you hanging in there? If you got ideas, throw them out. So this is what I'm thinking. Over here is like a grid of different visuals that you can click on. And if you think about this thing like a grid, I should be able to drag this over and select it to this portion of the grid, and then there's a little column selector that pops out, and then you select what columns to see on the X or Y, let's say if it's just a bar chart, all right, etc. And then when I select it, it fills that in. With the appropriate headers. Yeah. This is a dashboard widget. It's a dashboard widget under analytics. The readiness, remember our readiness is here. And this is going to change a bit as we get more and more into it. All right. Let's see how this goes. We may break everything. Oh, why are my sound settings up here? I have no idea. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, all right. So this is like a selector. Oh, this is for like... Oh, okay, so the top is for the whole thing. And then this is for... All right. So these are the deficiencies that are 3 days old, 1 day old, 30 days old. Oh, this is row height. Yeah, so... Mm. Let me try something here. You're creating a dashboard for a dashboard. Yes, you're choosing what you want to see on the dashboard. Does that make sense? Because I do not believe yeah, we're creating the static dashboard that everybody will have is the readiness report. All right. The analytics dashboard is the analytics that you're creating for your own organization. Yeah, okay. So you saw that sketch I just made? So now it's like, okay, the sketch is now embedded. I love whiteboarding. The left visuals panel is persistent selector of palettes of a chart and metric types you want to drag into the dashboard. The canvas is the drop zone. Bottom column X and Y panels per widget access, what drives. All right, it's a Power BI Tableau pattern. It's the most intuitive way to build a dashboard. All right, should the visual panels on the left always be visible? No, we only want it visible in edit mode. Should the X and Y column selectors on each widget actually control it? Full field picker. What are you thinking, James? What are you thinking, Wiggles? I like where our head's at. Oh yeah. It's good. You know, any time where the question becomes like, hey, can you tell me, think about it like the virtual snapshot, but it's customizable. It's not just a thing that you're throwing together to figure it out. Show me all the things that got deferred in the last 90 days. Show me, how many days old are all my different severity codes, right? it gives a depicted, way for you to visually show what's going on with the problem. So that's kind of what it's pumping out. And I apologize when I take my face off. I'm in my thanking mode. I enjoy a fantastic tobacco pipe for thanking. I don't tell anybody to do it, but it's, if you ever watch a guy named Malcolm Geit, he's fantastic. He's a very Arthenian legend and, tokenist guy. He's got some great YouTube videos out there for that type of stuff, but that's exactly right. Yeah, you're gonna have the rainest look. Yeah. Look at that. Dropping a bomb on me right now. Give me a minute. I got some reading to do. Yeah. Okay. It's good. Yeah, and the key is, this is just an amplifier. We want people to be able to just, do this, and it's optional. Hey, you're an organization that doesn't need data metrics? Great. Turn analytics off. You don't do supply and financials? Great. Turn it off. All right? You don't want to see manpower or training or skills catalogs? You don't deal with IT support? Turn it off. Make the app yours. But the second you turn it back on, all that data is still correlated and you're just adding to it. Does that make sense? We're giving organizations back their ability to control what they're doing.
Wanna clear a bottle of Cabernet. Wanna stay home, not even drink. Wanna get out of my own head. Wanna lay down, overthink. I wanna cry every tear I got. Put on a dress, be a stranger's dream. Lock up this heart of mine, wanna wear it on my sleeve. I kinda wanna hate you, but I wanna love you too. I wanna hold you close and let you go. Find someone new, and I wish it wasn't, but my mind's made up in two. What's killing me the most is knowing two things can be true.
All right, let's see how it produces.
Wanna throw away your enmity. Wanna wear it to sleep tonight. Wanna wipe our slate clean. Wanna pick this thing up right where we left off. Wanna block your number, take one last time, make it another. Wish I was one or the other. I kinda wanna hate you, but I wanna love you too. I wanna hold you close and let you go.
All right, we're updating. So let's give it a minute to update.
What's killing me the most is knowing two things can be true. If it's black, it's white. If it's wrong, it's right. Soon as I pick one, I switch sides. I kinda wanna hate
And our plan was to get the S1000D stuff done, get the readiness dashboard online, and we just finished a sprint that was supposed to take 3 months, and we finished it in one night. All right, so we're going to click Edit Dashboard. Looky there. So let's take everything off. All right. And let's make a bar chart. Look there. You like that? All right. And then I'm going to select it. And I want to see the platform by the asset count. Oh, it did some weird stuff, huh? Let's do average readiness score. Let's do a gauge. I want to see fleet node health. These are just pre-selected sources. Oh, okay. Okay, let's leave that one. I want to do a gauge. I want to do... Oh. Okay. I don't think it understood. This is what we were looking for. Chart types, drag and drop. This is not what we were looking for. So let's make an update. Yeah. Okay, so I want to make an update. All right. The update needed, post this, is the column selector needs to be all the columns available that we can measure against. For example, if I wanted to see all the different assets in TTR, I want to be able to search that in the X and Y selectors. The data sources almost looks like pre-configured selections, but we want customizability. All right. Yes. Yeah, so let me go back. Oh, there's the Forest River. So if I edit, yeah, so are you saying let's do do you want a page filter, or do you want to select the platform when you create the dashboard? I think we need a filter on the page. The page filter itself should be based on shop or platform to include an option for all. I like that. I see where you're at. All right, while that's building, we're going to take a quick break. Music's still playing. I'm still on audio. Actually, I really need to do that because I got my camera off. Give me a minute. It's potty time. You're 100% correct. We're going to build in a platform and a shot filter. Yep, 100%. Because in reality, you have to think about it. You're self-hosting this. You know, there's going to be areas where you want to see one platform, you want to see a bunch of platforms. I want to build a dashboard that's reusable. So if you go in and just select the Forest River, you're only going to see yours, but that selection is set up to be able to see it that way. So we're going to build in a platform and shop filters for global filters on the dashboard. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What do you work on, Lord Bar? We're and then when we test this one, I need to run the PM fixer for this, the preventative maintenance fixer. So let's let me do that real quick. So all right, it's redoing the rendering field bars. This is great. I'm your dad. That You guys want to end the stream by me giving you an SSH lesson? Yeah, if you want to know more about what all I'm doing here and what, you know, old Telnet for life, yeah, is if you go to altotechnologies.com, you'll really kind of get a grasp on, you know, what's being built, how we're handling it, and kind of the services we're doing and the operating system that we just finished with. So altotechnologies.com. All right, so we've got this ready. So we're going to push it. And there we go. And really on the server side, all it's doing is, this is in New York, I'm running the Docker container updates, and then it's unzipping that zip file that, you know, we put in temp, and then it's running that, all the PHP updates, which is the page itself, the CSS wrapper, the migration, which is the database, the Postgres databases, and the controllers and routes, which is how everything connects. So that's what you're seeing on the side. The part is you're not seeing, it's just what's being updated in the server itself. So let's rerun it, and we'll go to the first one here. So there you go. So Jaime, how does that look? Now you can select which platform and shop. And while you do that, I'm going to go back over here to this weekly one because I want to play with this. There we go. Now these are the preset matrix, or I can search, and I want to search by a lot more fields. Yeah, okay, so it understood kind of what I was asking for here, but let me do a blank one. Yeah, it's trying to do a preset metric no matter what. What I want to do, yeah, the global filters are what was needed. The column picker should be the ability to not just select from the data sources, but the entire column availability. So if I want to compare MTTR data against assets, I can select column X to assets and column Y to MTTR. Also of note, a scatter graph would be warranted, and a table, which I think is the spark line. All right. Wiggles, how's that my platform? I guess I have to save it first, huh? Sorted by Forest River and deficiencies. And let's say I want severity and open count. Oh yeah. And if we look at your platform, let's look at the Forest River. Yeah, you're right. You've got LED issues. So one, need a save button for when done editing, or click on editing to make it view only. Needs the autosave. And yeah, what I'm doing here might solve that, by the way. And then verify the global filters are working against that entire dashboard. All right, it's going through. Let's see how it goes. Well, let's look at that. I'm bringing yours up right now. So we want the Forest Wood Life. No, because you see how this is less than 7 days? It should be showing this. Well, I'm going to set it to end work. Does that change it? No. Oh yeah, shops are per platform. Looky there. Well, no, they're not. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, I gotta think about that. Let's see what happens here. Well, it's not failing. It looks like it's not pulling the whole deficiency list. Let's see what happens. Yeah, but there's also a thing, like, let's think about this. Let's say you've got a H01 workshop, and let's use the Pensacola school districts. And that H01 workshop is in every school district, and you want to see what's going on with all of them. Like it should be, yeah, yeah. It does make sense. Yeah, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that. I think where the idea is, you should be able to select platform and then a subset of shop, or the shop is all the platforms, and you can look at all the HVACs across all the platforms, you know, for that shop, for those shops that are named the same across all the different platforms. All right, we got a bump. Yeah, I knew this would be a really hard one to do. That's why I thought it was going to be like one entire night of just doing this. Not ready yet? Yes, you are correct. That will be the next thing that yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay. So let me do this then. When selecting platform, the sub selection is shop. When you only want to look at a certain shop per platform, also you should be able to select all shops. So essentially 3 drop downs: shop / platform, which is selecting a single shop or platform. But when platform is selected, then you only want to see that selection of shops for that platform only. Okay, we do have the new one up, so go ahead and test that here. So I'm going to do the Jamboree. I want to edit. And oh, there we go. So I want to see an asset name by open count. That work? Asset name by open count. Let me do a little zoom out real quick. So in this instance, we need to look at the code creating this. As you can see, asset name is selected, and open count is selected, but it's showing nothing. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. Hey, so wait for the next update for the platform shop, but in this I'm gonna do a double update real quick. So give me 1 minute. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's about to be fixed. Yeah, that's what's happening. The queries are combining, but they're not showing anything. Because what we want to do is see, hey, this asset has this many open jobs on it. Because we can see there are open deficiencies right now. It should pick that up. Oh, look at my vulnerability score. Look there. Cyber readiness is happening. Huh. Yeah. Solid F. Yeah. So the way I have it set up is in the settings, you can set different people to different capabilities, but for the dashboards, anybody's going to be able to see that. Certain things, like modernization, I don't think anybody's going to be able to see. As we start getting into like drawing components and everything, what I would have to show you is the maintain op suite, which we're going to work on a little bit tomorrow, the Android app. So you're going to see the Android app. Essentially, the field technician has their phone, and they get all their procedures through a phone or tablet, or they can use, you know, their laptop and just do it from one site wherever they're at. Lord Burn. Yeah, solid F. I know. Yeah. Wiggles, I have created so now, yeah, because what I'm finding is tomorrow I have a good meeting with the Norfolk and the Detroit school systems. They got back to me finally, but the electronic surveillance system in Pensacola is a good example, right? Because as I work through federal contracting, they don't have a maintenance system. So what we're learning is they don't use SCAD or AWN. It's a Navy entity. They're like, you need to bring your own maintenance your own maintenance system. So guess what? Solved. Okay, cool. All right. You know, as Wiggles retires, get your ass down to Pensacola, and time to do maintenance. We go through. You add all the assets. We can create the procedures now that we have the S1000D spec, etc. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the div or supervisor screen that just has a green or red box to help their little brains. So, ironically, when you go to the PM dashboard like this right here, the dashboard, here's how many assets, here's your deficiencies, here's how many are open, here's what's overdue, and here's the readiness report of where everything sits. So we created that that dumb little brain, if you will, to go, here you go. Do you want to click and see what's going on with your cyber? Click on the deficiency. Here's what's going on and how much it will cost. All right, and then you can assign the reviewer, and you just get a log or a journal of all the troubleshooting history. And they just go, okay, we can pay for this. Let's add it to a funded, unfunded list, etc. Lockout, tagout, very similar. You go into your lockout, tagout, and you select it. You print the form. You sign the form, or you print the label for the lock or tagout. You attach it to the lock, and then you do the procedure. I'm trying to make it stupid simple. I'm not saying James is here to make sure I do stupid simple, but he has a great ability to go, that's going to be too difficult for these people. Oh yeah, no waiting time. Yeah, that's right. And again, this is I'm in Tennessee. This server is in New York. Like it, and the app itself. Okay, Lord Worm, this is a huge app. How many megabytes is the application? I want you to guess. How many megabytes? How big is this sucker? He's calling my dump. No, I'm saying that you have the ability to notice them. Which, Lord Burn, you've probably noticed his ability. About 350. All right, I like that. 350, 350 megabytes. I like it. All right, I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to zoom in. It's 3.1 megabytes. That's how small I've made this. 3.1 megabytes. So, let's see how this worked. Edit, select. Asset, open count. Oh, no data for this time range. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, let me look at this. Platform, the rally. Okay, look. So there you go. Hey, does that make sense? Forrest Whitaker, and then your just annual shop. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, what a great question, Lord Berm. So in the maintain op suite, again, this is Alto OS. All right. Is if I load up the maintain op suite here, it's loading up right now, it's really bright. Is what happens on the desktop application. You can do one of two things. One, the operating system installer, you can install Nextcloud on the back end of a laptop and have everything in one box, or you are able to, it caches when you load it up, like right now, and when I go offline, all right, it then functions as an offline entity until it loads back up. And when it loads back up, it syncs back with the cloud, and then it may reassign your JCN because the source of truth is the cloud. So the way this works, what a great freaking question. Oh, whoops. I just undid everything I did. I don't care about all this. The way I built this is if this is the server, and let's say I've got James sitting in Pensacola and you're in Detroit, right? And this two-way sync is synchronizing these devices there. When you go offline, all right, and all of your information is cached, what am I doing? Okay, whatever. And you get disrupted, and let's say your next deficiency or JCN in your world is 013, and you create a new deficiency, it creates that. But let's say while James was online, he created deficiency 013, and now 013 is logged here. When you come back online, it does a check and goes, hey, is there a conflict? And in sense of a conflict, this is always right. So it rewrites yours for the next available JCN number, right? And now you're synced back up. Does that make sense? So both are doing the processing. Okay, so, oh man, I love this. So one, know this. this isn't meant for the Navy can totally take it. Like I say, take it. They can buy it. They can buy the services, right? Pay me $1 million, $100 million, whatever. Is because they already pay an insane amount for no reason. Is let's say to your situation, this is how this would work. Let's say that we have a cruise line that's using this, and you and James are on that cruise line. All right? And you plus 30 other assets. On the cruise line sits a box. All right? This is your Nextcloud instance. All right? Nextcloud does something called federation. And let's say this is another Nextcloud instance. All right? And you can do this one of two ways. You can keep it all here, all right, enclosed where all those laptops are reporting to the server on board, or you can do what's called a federation, which is a synchronization of multiple Nextcloud boxes. And what it does is it synchronizes these servers, right, to the main Nextcloud instance, and then that's what all the information comes into. So in this case, in this particular case, this server, the main server you're using right here, right, this is your source of truth, right? And this is James's source of truth. And when it collates up, your specific platform, and this is why we're going down to platform, is just a drop down that they can see, or collate all the drop downs, because every platform gets its own deficiency, PM series, etc. So this is what's known as federation. You can build this in your tracer program if you get bored later on. So let's see what we fixed. So that's asset by asset count. But I want to do assets by deficiencies. Ah. So assets by open counts, no data within this time frame. So I wonder if the time frame is the issue. Doesn't work. One of two things are happening. The time frame is not selectable when you do the custom, or when linking those X and Y axis, it's not allowing to see those items. You learned Zigbee? Yeah, that's right. They would be their own platform. Yeah. What do you mean you learned Zigbee? So Zigbee's like like a Bluetooth type of connection for IoT devices. Um, I really want to fix this charting before we finish today. Is he one of mine? Is Chief Mohawk surface combat? Is that the issue? Yeah. 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 Huh. I could build a export detachment function to where, let's say, is he going EMO though? He's probably going IW. Am I wrong? EMO or IW? Yeah, EMOs are at 69% right now. It's not good. All right. Yeah, the inner joins. I figured this was a join issue. So what a join is in the database world, all right? Yeah. Yeah, you're all right. You're 100% right. Okay. So when we talk about joins, why is my eraser not wanting to be picked? There we go. Well, you'll always learn something here. Wednesdays and Saturdays, we do some game dev. We had a lot of fun with that last night. The rest of the week, we do development, IT work, building OSs. So think about two different databases, or two different tables in a database. Table one, and this is what we're doing right now. All right, table one is your assets, or as you guys know it, your configuration. Table two, all right, is your deficiencies. So what a join does is it allows a one-to-many, many-to-one, or a many-to-many relationship. So essentially, one-to-many is this primary key allows you to see all these tables. A many-to-one says all these items on an asset can see one table, such as just the serial, the deficiency number, Or a many-to-many says all of these things are linked back and forth. What a join does is it allows these tables to essentially go from every piece of the asset. Let me recolor that. Oh. Is if for one asset in all of the columns for like an RV, it will connect all that information to this specific deficiency. So it joins the two together as one big table. So that's what we're solving right now, is a join function issue. All right. Whoops. So, and when we look at this, look at that. Wrong join syntax. Woo! Who? Do you feel lucky? This is great. Called it, right? And then the inner join is dropping the data. And that inner join is the cross section between the two tables. So, let's see what we have here. And this is open source software, by the way, Lord Berm. This is completely and utterly free. It is on GitHub. Yes, that is part of the sprints. Let's fix this and I'll give you a quick showing of what those sprints look like. There is a component. We've already got Nextcloud configured today. Oh, it's in maintenance mode. Give it a minute. And then we'll talk about this. Nextcloud today can already be connected to anything from local LLMs, large language models, let me tell you what. The audio just went like crazy. Nextcloud already has an AI component that you can connect to either commercial entities or local LLMs that you can embed in your server and then have that server run AI functions against this. So yes to your question. So let's see if we've got this. So we want asset name and I want open count. Okay, so no pass from assets to deficiencies. And this is what I want RVBot to understand, is it believes there's not a connection. We know there is a connection. Efficiency, aging, time range. Yeah, you get this error right here, no join path. Is that the error you got? Oh, and then group by platform. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm tracking. Yeah, it's got to believe. You see, the error is showing, even though there is, it's in the join map, right? The bug is, it's a Unicode error, right? Multi-byte UTF-8 character that can cause the key lookup mismatches between the array, switching to plain ANSI. Good. It's a UTF-8 to ASCII character switch. HTTP 503. Let me go to yours. Leave that up in your dashboard here. Oh, where's your dashboard at? So you use the cogwheel in the widget. Oh. Huh. I think I'm getting rid of this. Yeah, James, I think I'm getting rid of this cogwheel because I think we've already built out what we need here. Like, I don't think the cogwheel serves a purpose now. I think I killed it. I need to remove it. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of it. I'm updating, so stand by. Yeah, I just killed. Actually, I'm gonna make 2 updates. I was still doing a check. I'm an idiot. Don't. Just wait. Just wait.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock. When I take a few shots, they're too toxic, need to take a new song. You cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as
Alright, so cogwheel is gone. Asset name by open count. Oh, yeah! Yeah, boy! Oh, yeah! Oh! Okay, so when we're looking at all the platforms, the global filter's not working. The global filter's not working. That's what's happening. Yeah, I see that right now, Wiggles. But if you go to all platforms, right? Look at this. So if you go to all platforms, I know it's not the roof AC unit, the condenser, the awning light are actually there. It's only when it's filtering down. It's a global platform issue. So let's look at shops. Yeah. No, this is good. Oh, this is the error you were talking about. Good. Good, my apprentice. Good. Yes. Yes, my ETCs will take over the world. All right. Man, I love doing this. All right. XJID, XJID. What changed? Oh, the alias. Okay. Same way with the scope filtering. Okay. Okay. I see you, RVHQ. Yeah, the plan is to take over the world of maintenance. Right now, we've got a number of companies reaching out. I went and spoke at Linux Fest Southeast recently and did an entire talk on AI usage and, you know, a lot of the stuff you're seeing now and, you know, software development. Let's see. Let's see if those videos got released. Nope, not yet. Did I run the update? I didn't run the update. The last thing I want to fix is this. Yeah, hold up. Waiting for the update. We're in maintenance. Hard refresh. Okay. I want asset name, open count, by platform. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the fleet nodes, obviously, oh, because I don't have them assigned a platform. Is that why? Because technically, you shouldn't see those at all. Oh, look there. Let me do this. Let me save this. And then I'll put one of these under yours. Oh, they all get assigned to the same platform. That's crazy. Oh, no, they don't. Okay. So if I come back here, and I just go this, I gotta look at that. Okay. So we're now seeing MTTR. We don't have an MTTR yet. Huh.
Don't wanna sleep in, 'cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do.
How about I look at procedure count? Okay. Okay. It is correlating. Well, let's look at this. Yeah, so we're going to have to relook at the different mappings and verify how they work. The nice thing is, yeah, so some of these are having query errors. So I got to essentially do one massive update of the as group function. That's great. Okay, so here's the deal. We have a working readiness. So one, we're going to have to do an elegance refinement. Some of the connections are airing out due to XJ and as group connections, but that can be solved. For what we just built, how long would that have taken a normal software development cycle in the commercial and federal service? So let's look. That's great. Okay, I want you to look at something real quick. A total of 6 to 9 months at 500,000 to 1.2 million. Look at that. That's how long it would have taken to build what we just built. That's insane. Star Rapture. I'll have to look at it. Right? So this is why I talk so much about you have to know code And domain knowledge, right? Let me get a face shot here. Domain knowledge becomes the key factors. What that means is you need to be an expert in your craft, right? You're not going to need 14 programmers anymore to do this. You need a really good programmer with an apprentice that's learning, all right? That way all of that can be transferred on, right? And with the way software development can be done today, it is no longer the case of the 6 to 9 month roadmaps to never get what you want when you have the right person with the right LLMs, right? And I don't even use the latest LLMs. I'm still using Opus 4.6. You can do things in a faster manner that were never thought possible before. All right? Domain knowledge will be king. Having a coding background will be king. But coders will no longer exist in the way they do today. All right? That's a key item on there. Now, the last thing I want to fix before we get out of here today is that freaking PM connection, because that's going to drive me up a wall. Because it's just the on save function. Now that we have the S1000D specs all running, right? It's both. I'm running it through my, yeah, exactly, SME. I'm running it through RVHQ, which sits above me in a server rack, and then it's deciding the best way to go, and it's using a combination of 2 LLMs, Gemma LLMs that are local here, and then reaching out to Opus 4.6, which is the Claude LLM. So I have 3 local LLMs now, 1 that does graphics, 2 that do text-based GPT, and then we're using Claude as an inference for more than low to low medium efforts. So we have a work center suit dealing with silly, junior techs right now.
I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second.
Yeah, domain knowledge. That's me ability.
I know it hurts, but something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this truth. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. 'Cause I'll do what I want.
Those are the tokens that are being used up between the different LLMs, right? And Claude is using the most of them. So those tokens are filling up. And then you're seeing those auto compactions. That's the token limit of essentially its mind. Yeah, all my junior texts do memes. I want your junior text. If you ever end up having a whiskey with James, ask him about the bright-eyed child he came to me as, and he is now the second best 3MC in the entire Navy. Guaranteed. No question. Second best 3MC in the entire Navy. And if he hasn't done his whiteboard drawing yet, I'll be disappointed. For this one, I keep the cap low because it's a huge cost factor. So when it runs out of tokens, it just switches to one of my other LLMs. So it just, depending on, what's being utilized when. So a lot of people ask me, how do you keep using this for hours and hours and hours at a time. It's because of the transition it's doing through the different LLMs for the different items. All right, so we're going to attach this PM. Okay, the linkage is now there. All right. And we're going to say this is a semi-annual filter cleaning. We'll set the periodicity to semi-annual. Let's see, this is environmental. We're going to assign it to James to come all the way here and do this. All right, and we're going to auto-create a deficiency if it's overdue, and it won't be more than 0.5 man-hours. We'll create the procedure. So now when I go to my PM dashboard, all right, this semi-annual filter cleaning is now here. All right, we can initiate the lockout tag out from here. We can now open the tech manual that has the procedure to do the filter cleaning. All right, what we want to do is it only opens up the data module, right, and nothing else. So we'll work on that next. And then when we get done with it, we can mark it complete. Hey, I actually took 1 hour. It was $13 a cost. Labor costs were 0. What was done? Filter was replaced. We'll mark it complete. All right, now this is marked complete and it's next due on December 26th. Right, and you come here to see all of the procedures that are due this week or overdue. So I do want to make that change now. I would like only the DM procedure to open up in a PDF or in a checklist available to the technician. All right, now here's what's key about this, right? It's because we're using data modules, all right? And this is, again, the S-Series specification. Let me draw this out. This is why this works so well. All right, we're going to come here. All right, when I create a tech manual, now here's what's ironic. All right, Wiggles, Lord Worm, you guys want to know the worst part of this entire thing I'm showing you right now? Huh? Get ready for it. Data modules, so 040, 200, 500, 720, and 770. All right. This is system description. This is PMS. So because it's built as a data module, no, that's not the worst part. The worst part is the S1000D spec is required via NAVSEA and NAVWAR. All right. Is this allows now me to link and update only this section, and I can now attach that PMS to a configuration record or anything that I want, and it doesn't have to bring over all these other modules with it. All right, this has been a requirement by policy. All right, since 2011. Insane. We could have solved our PMS problem years ago. If you ever want to know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, the warm body problem utterly makes me mad. The way that things have went, all right, has made me mad. And I said, no more. I will begin creating a free, open source environment that any school system, anyone can use, clinic that is open specification. And if you want to learn more about the S-Series specification, all right, you can go to the S-Series Spec and learn more about it, all right? Watch this. In 2023, all right, Congress directed the DoD to assess the feasibility of adopting the S-Series Spec. All right. Congress noted that the S-Series provides a common architecture for logistics, provisioning, tech publications, and maintenance data. Following this direction, defense standardization and DoD agencies have been formalizing policies to adopt, such as the S-1000D, the S-3000, etc. All right. This should have been happening so long ago. Right? When Congress came out, it's been a requirement, and yeah, exactly. All right, now what I want is I want to go in here. All right. Okay. I hope everybody just saw that. The data module that we just talked about. Look at this. Imagine on your phone, on a tablet, all right, doing the procedure step by step and clicking off on it, and all the steps being done, or printing the checklist out, your PMS card, otherwise known as a maintenance requirement card. We just did that in 10 minutes. And the S-Series Spec has been around since 1992, by the way, if you ever want to read about the history of it. All right? And I think there was a... Let's look at the National Defense Authorization Act. And let's see if it's... where's it going to be? It's going to be in 2023. Oh, here we go. All right. So in 2023, assessment of commercial sustainment standards for defense applications. The committee is aware, this is the Defense Committee, it is aware that there are commercial standards such as the S-Series Integrated Product Support Specification that can enable the seamless passage of technical data and enable a common architecture and data model for all of this. It was developed to leverage a common architecture core. Look at this. They had to provide a briefing to the Secretary of Defense of Acquisition Sustainment, provide a briefing no later than March 1st to the committee assessing the feasibility and advisability of adoption and implementation of the S-Series Suite Spec. When I talked to certain syscoms that run PMS, they said the S4000 spec just did not meet our standards. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Look at what we just did. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, the other day, Wiggles was like, "Oh, we should be able to da." And I was like, "Oh, sure, God, sign it on Wednesday or Thursday." I don't even know what today is. And like I said, Auto Technologies, it's all fake. It's a money grab game to do it their way. It's monopoly. Yeah, just. It's a warm body problem. James, this is why we're solving this. This is why we do what we're doing. All right? If they want to print it, they can print it. We can mark it complete. Hey, let's say that it's dangerous. Let's initiate a lockout tagout, Lord Berm. Let's do a lockout tagout on this and tag this out so that people are safe. Let's do things right. It doesn't make any sense. I hope everybody has learned stuff tonight. I hope everybody has enjoyed it. We've actually got a lot of people watching right now, between YouTube and Twitch. Hey, the whole point of this and why I do these lives is so people can learn, right? Get out there, create, engineer, play. Games are a way to learn, right? Freaking play chess, play Minecraft, play Star Rapture. I don't even know what the heck that is, but I'm about to look it up. Forza, whatever it is, then go build it, right? The world is changing. Experts will be the thing that lands, right? For those of you that are on the Navy side, collateral duties are not it. They're always going to be required. But if you don't know your job, it's not a thing, right? We need really good technicians out there, no matter your flavor, commercial, federal, whatever it is. There's so much that I do within the confines of my own company to enable that, and I want to keep enabling that. I want to make sure that everybody, the excuse can never be, I didn't have the software to do it. Maximo is $60,000 to $100,000 a year just for licenses. ServiceNow, SAMT, all these things that exist, right? As Wiggles puts it, money, right? I want you to be able to download and utilize your own software suite. If you want me to host it, we'll host it. If you want training, we're going to come train you. If you want us to run it, we'll run it. The support costs are what we look for. That's an open source company. That's what we are. We're an open source company. looking to build you a better way forward, right? In the manner that makes sense, that's based on technical specifications, right? Even those that we have that are coming online up in Port Hueneme and Camp Pendleton, right? Their first ask was, hey, do you have anybody that can work in SCAD and AWN? Absolutely. And that's what we're going to utilize. It's the authoritative system, right? But if you don't have a system, we have a system built out for this work, right? No matter if you're in a state, local, federal system, no matter what, low cost, low overhead, we want you to have and maintain the things. My kids can't keep going to school in the summer and all the HVAC systems have given out because nobody has done maintenance on it. We have to end that. We have to drive it forward, right? Congress mandated this in 2023, right? We built it in 3 months. Not 1, not 2, 3 months. Not in 1 year, not in 3 years. If we gave that report, we would say, here you go, here's the thing. Your commercial sector can now utilize something that is at the behest of what you're asking for. All right? But again, stay out there, guys. I enjoy doing this. Come online with us anytime. I tried to, no matter what, stream 5-6 days a week. We've got a fantastic series coming up where I'm going to have my 13-year-old, my 5-year-old here, and we're going to build games for children, all right, that they create in the same method. They're going to be sitting right here doing it with me, all right? So it's going to be fantastic. A lot of good stuff that's happening all over the place. If you need anything, reach out, and we'll go from there. So as always, keep creating, keep engineering, keep playing, and we'll see you out there.